for your listening pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hip or Critical, with your guides, Alexa MKE and Shock the MoKE, MOKE, where we praise or vent on all things that really, in the end, just don't matter. What doesn't matter to you this week, Alexa?
Oh, let's see. What doesn't matter? Um,
What does
what's
matter?
what does matter? Did you watch Love, Death, and Robots?
I've got it in my queue. I have not watched it yet.
You haven't watched it.
I
Okay, so
requeued it. Well, I had taken it out because I thought it was just going to be a one shot thing. Then you talked about it coming back around. I put it back in the
yep.
queue. Haven't watched it yet. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it did come back around. We watched all the episodes. We basically binge watched them because they're not very long. It's really fun. So I won't give you any spoilers, but I enjoyed all of them. So it was super, super fun.
Good. Yeah. I know it's fun. It's like watching Heavy Metal again, the movie Heavy Metal almost.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
little different things that are in it.
Yeah. You probably just heard my notifications because I didn't turn them down.
Uh,
Anyway,
you have your phone on at work.
I have my phone on at work. Dave's scolding me. I tell you. The other thing we watched was they had a Prime Day special. It was three episodes. And it was music from her, Kid Cudi, and Billie Eilish. So did you see that on your feed at all?
No, I didn't. I knew Prime Day. I got lucky. I bought some shoes and they gave it to me past the day a little bit, but that's about all Prime Day was for me.
Ah, okay. So yeah, it was really good.
Her,
I
is that a band or the movie? That's a
No,
band.
her is Her. I don't remember what her name is. But she's an artist and she's an amazing guitarist. I mean, she shreds like Prince, seriously. And so each little vignette was about a half hour long. It was almost like an extended music video with a story. Um, and they're all really interesting because hers was set at the Dunbar Hotel in LA, which was a hotel that catered to black artists like Billie Holiday and people like that. And
Sure.
then Kid Cudi was like in space. He was an astronaut, and I really didn't care for that one. I mean, his music's good, but I didn't care for the vignettes. And then Billie Eilish was in Paris. And so that one was kind of fun. She was just kind of moving around Paris. So I mean, they're entertaining and fun. Just kind of like light
My
and
daughter wants me to watch the Billie Eilish doc, but I think it's only on Apple. I don't have that. Yeah,
oh
so she said it's really good. You got to watch it, Dad.
yeah.
I said I would if I could.
I would love to watch that too because I actually am more interested in her brother Phineas because he has his own EP out and his music's really good. He writes and produces most of her music, and so
Right. She's the face. He's behind. The
she's got a
man behind the
beautiful.
curtain.
But you know what? She's got a beautiful voice. He's got a beautiful voice. She can play instruments too, and so they're both really good
Talented.
musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then the Bucks.
Woo!
Show us your hat.
Yeah, rolling again. Yeah, rolling again. Wow.
Yeah, they're
Look,
playing
this is
tonight,
just up and
right?
down, man. It's just too nervous for me, this stuff. Blowout, close, blowout, close. The third quarter, we got to watch out to the third quarter. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. They're playing tonight, correct?
yes, 7 o'clock tonight, which is we're doing the show on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
We want to
they'll
get over so Dave can watch the Bucks. I'm probably gonna go to
do,
bed.
so what do you think about Young's shimmy when he hits those threes and he does a little shimmy?
That's really cute. It's
I think
fun.
it is. I think,
It's just
hey,
fun. It's entertainment.
if you've got the balls to do it and you've got the cojones to drain those things, and when you drain it, you get to do that.
Yes.
You get to.
Yes, you do. Own it like it's yours.
Yeah,
So
it's too
yeah.
bad he stepped on the ref's foot, has a bone concussion, and so he may be playing or may not
Ugh,
tonight. So
that's
I would like to
sucky.
beat him without injured players, but if we got to do it with injured players on the other
Yeah.
team, well, so be it.
Yeah. You had the Brewers in here. I saw you took them out.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why. It's down there, Brewers Bucks. I didn't see your Bucks before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All
Yeah, so I
right.
didn't see your Bucks. So I
All
did
right.
Brewers Bucks.
Okay, you
Yeah,
did do Brewers Bucks.
they were a
Okay.
5-game winning streak. Now they're 3 games out of the Cubbies as of today, and I know they're playing again today with them. So I don't know what happened today or if it's gonna yet. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
look at
don't
what
I don't
time
either.
that
I don't
game.
I actually don't follow baseball. I'm just not a big baseball
Oh yeah,
head.
I got my other shirt up,
Hang on, hang on.
under
There's
my concert shirt.
Oh,
I
that's cool. I like
yeah.
that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just throw in since we're doing sports. Formula One was past weekend in Austria, the Styrian Grand Prix. Uh, Boring race, but Max Verstappen won, beating Lewis, and Lewis actually wasn't even really challenging, and so it's going to be an interesting season. I think we might have a new champion this year. It's kind of fun to
So
watch.
what do you think is going on with Lewis then? That Hamilton, right? Hamilton.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton. I think it's the car. Um, I don't know that it's in his head. I think it's more the car because Valtteri isn't really doing that well either. And then Lando Norris, who's driving for McLaren, he's a young up and comer. During the race, he got passed by a couple of guys, and it looks like he let them by. And so I
Didn't
don't
want to
know.
get in their way. I mean, yeah, you
No, no,
can't do
no.
that.
He was in third, and he let two cars by, so he wound up in fifth. He did get points, but in Formula One, I don't know why they did that. And the only thing I can think of is there's something going on with the car. So I'm gonna have to look that up and see, what may have been going on because you don't just let anybody pass in
No, I
Formula
drop
One.
back, right?
They have
Unless
to
you're
earn it. Yeah,
pushing somebody else in your group or whatever.
yeah. No, it doesn't work that way with Formula One. Everybody
Right,
just
right,
goes
right.
for it. I mean, that's how Formula One is.
Exactly.
Just go for it. It's none of this like weirdness.
Just go
So
for it for 2 seconds on this straightaway. Oh, then we're back to a curve. There we go. Oh, back to a curve.
well, the DRS opens up on some of the straights, which is the is basically where the flaps open up at the back and it reduces downforce so you can go quicker. So if you're within a second, you get DRS. But yeah. So you got a couple things in here. So what do you got?
Oh, I tried to check out the USA versus United States of America versus Billie Holiday.
That looked really interesting.
It is. At the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting. I swear it was just a Tina Turner story. You know what I mean? You
Oh,
know,
interesting.
I don't know. It's the
Hmm.
formulation, I guess, of the movies,
Okay.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, but but at the end, I also didn't really. I wasn't really flattered. She wasn't a flattering movie for Billie Holiday in my eyes. I mean, as much as the USA did despicable things as well. You know what I mean? This is one of those things where I don't think anybody comes out looking good out of this thing.
Okay. It's
So, but
interesting.
it was an interesting story again. Someone that I didn't know, and again, just showing just where the USA it used to be, and a lot of people think they still are very close to that.
Yeah, we're not
You know,
that bad, but we haven't made that much progress.
right, right. It still comes down to Kevin Costner in the Hidden Figures, where he goes up and hits the whites only bathroom sign down and says, "We all pee yellow."
It's true, but if that's as far as we've come, that's not far enough. So yeah, we talked Brewers Bucks, and then you had one
Well,
other
then
thing on
my
here.
other one, that Pray Obey Kill, that's the Swedish one I was touching a base on, which I
Okay,
swear it's like I just read a book. It's 6 episodes, hour long. I read a 6 hour book because you can't listen to it. You can't walk away from it. You can't go to the bathroom. You
Dave
can't
doesn't like subtitles.
you can't set it down like a book. It's not like you can cook and read a book. You know what I mean? You put down your book, you cook. You put down your book, you go to the bathroom. Whatever. You know what I mean? That's what it had to be. So I read a book on TV. That's all. It's books on TV. That's what a documentary
Don't
in
watch,
subtitles is.
don't watch anime.
But what? Yeah, right. But Pray Obey Kill. It was a cult. Well, not cult. A sect in Sweden. A group of say 100 people, families, and everything living in the same. Most of them in the same area, and all of a sudden, one was dead, another one had shot and injured. Turns out the nanny did it. Nanny thought she was getting words from God. It was really from one of the pastors, giving her texts, and she was highly impressionable, and they got him for a longer sentence than her, but there's still a woman behind the scene
Now you don't
that
have to
was the
watch it
bride
because
of
Dave's telling you
Christ.
the whole
Yes,
story.
yeah, bride. I'm trying to get you so you don't have to read the book. Yeah, just read the Wikipedia if you want, you
That's
know.
funny.
But I thought there'd be some, good at the end, some reveal, and I was very disappointed that there really wasn't a reveal. They brought up some questions, and then they got some questions asked, and then they never really put a bow on it.
Okay,
So
and so when you say that, there's a lot of shows that I have watched that do the same thing. They're like, "Oh, well, there was one with Amelia Earhart and they thought they found her plane and da 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 da." And the next thing you know, well, we're not sure. So you go and you watch this whole thing. Yeah, we're not really certain it was Amelia Earhart.
I I don't want a new rumor at the end of all this. I want a rumor squashed at the end of all this.
It's content. At the end of the day, it's content. And to me, the history is great behind some of this stuff, but you got to be able to put something more on it than, and like you said, you got to put a bow on it. You can't just do speculation.
Yeah, all I heard was the
It's like they let that
that's
balloon
a
go at the
balloon being let
end.
out running around the room. Exactly.
Yeah, they just let the balloon go at the end. All right.
Chasing it.
We're going to move on. Internet adventures. I got to get that Elgato Stream Deck lined
Oh,
up.
got the all.
Yeah. So, Dave, what do you got for internet adventures? We're going to let you start off.
Fantastic. Well, a federal court just rejected the FTC's bid to break up Facebook. I don't know if that should be under hypocritical yet or not.
Well, it's an internet adventure because it's under internets, but yeah, Facebook. I'm not thrilled with Facebook. They've been in the news a lot lately, and it hasn't been good. Um, from wanting Instagram for children to, data breaches and privacy problems, and
Well,
then
not even that, but the should we squash things that we think aren't right, or are we supposed to allow things that we may not be right? This is a perfect example of Wuhan lab theory. Now it's not a now it's being looked at. So a lot of people point fingers. Well, you stopped from being us talking about it back then. So you're just like, wait a minute, what are we supposed to do? It was debunked then, and now it's not debunked, and that's why we're following it. And they got a hard job to do. They do. So
well, Facebook, what they did now is there was a right wing conspiracy exposing. A group was exposing right wing conspiracies. Facebook took them down. So it's like, why would you do that? And it's kind of like, oh, content and this and that and the other thing. I don't know. They need to have some definite rules, and they don't follow the same rules for everybody, and it just becomes a pain in the butt. So you like to exercise? Do you have a
I still
treadmill?
notice that Parlor's still nowhere around. So
They're around. They're just not that whatever. So you like to exercise, right? Do you have a treadmill or a bicycle or
no,
anything?
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Well, my bicycle is a trek, and
Like
it's
like to exercise. That's one of those oxymorons, like weather pattern, military intelligence, two things that don't go on together.
well, I do like to exercise. It also keeps me healthy. My bicycle
Yes,
is
it's
down.
good to
It's in the
exercise.
garage. I took it off the trainer because now we have sunshine and no snow. But anybody who purchased a Peloton Tread Plus, which by the way, the manufacturer retail price on this was a $4,295. Well, now their owners must pay $39 a month to use the machines. They can't use the machines unless they pay $39 a month because they have to have some kind of safety software. So if you don't want your machine anymore, they will give you a refund. You can send it back because you bought a $4,000 plus
Right,
exercise machine.
a paperweight now.
Yeah, it's a paperweight
If
now.
you don't want to
Yeah,
do $40
exactly.
a month, another $400 a year.
But the change was due to a safety issue.
But
And
that
and
child that got hooked underneath that one or
yeah,
what have you,
yeah.
yes.
So this could change in the near future. Probably will. But this is why you don't buy Internet of Things items. And it doesn't matter whether it's a treadmill like this, or a $4,000 refrigerator that's hooked to the internet, or a microwave, or
They're going
even
to
your
get you with the
lights.
upgrades.
Well, or the software.
Software, right? The software upgrades. And
Yeah, because you have Tesla, who was, when somebody would sell their car, so you're buying a used Tesla, Tesla would shut down the premium software and you'd have to repurchase it from Tesla. And it's like, this is why the Internet of Things is going to be an
well, that's
issue.
no, I can certainly be in the corner that says, well, we don't want any of the previous owners' information to stay in there, and this is your experience and
No,
not you.
this had to do with some of the self-driving features, and it had
Oh,
nothing to do
gotcha.
with that. So, just like I can take my phone and I can factory reset, you can factory reset anything, but they were actually disabling software that was needed to use the vehicle. So, and the same thing, even with your Amazon books. If you buy books from Amazon and you read them on your Kindle, they're not yours. You can buy them, but they're not
Right,
yours.
right,
They
right,
can take
right.
that back at any time, just like they can a
Sure,
movie or TV show or anything that you've
sure, sure.
downloaded and purchased. Yeah, so just my little rant there. So did you see the thing about John McAfee?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I've been watching this guy for years. He's tough to miss sometimes, with everything that went on with him. Again, he said, if I die of a suicide, it means I didn't die of a suicide. He said that like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. The dude was like, he was wacko.
Nuts. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he was
nuts.
wacko. I mean, he was always coked up or whatever other
Well,
drugs he
that's what
was
they said.
taking.
His personal and business, this is Wikipedia actually, included smartphone apps, cryptocurrency, yoga, light sports aircraft, and recreational drug use.
Yeah, yeah,
That
and
was his interests.
there was an interview a few years ago with him that somebody got, and it was like not really a serious interview, but you could just see that he was just like he was wired. I mean, he's touching his nose, and yeah, the whole nine
Well, he did a
yards.
video. I think it was like a 10-minute video or something where he was well, the company that bought McAfee was changing the name, and he didn't like that, and so he did a rant. And as he was doing the rant, he was doing cocaine and had strippers behind him. It got like 10 million views.
That sounds like John McAfee. He was like he. I don't know. He was
well,
like
he
real
actually got
world
a
Tony
check
Stark
from.
before Tony Stark went straight.
He had 100. He looked like him for sure. Yeah, he had 100 million. He got for the check writing for the software, and then he just started buying up mansions, and he lost it all in 2007 crash. So he was down to like $4 million
Ah, poor
after all.
baby.
Yeah, and he also, well, the guy next door. The reason he was also has a 25 million judgment against him for his neighbor's death. They don't say he killed him, but they think he had people kill his neighbor because there was an ongoing feud, and he did owe him some money, I think. But he also he thought his neighbor poisoned his dogs and killed them, or poisoned them somehow, and then the guy ended up with a execution style death, his neighbor, and then he fled the country as a result because he thought they're going to blame him on it. So he still had that going on, plus the tax evasion for 4 years
Yeah,
that they were
he
actually
was
bringing him back
definitely
for.
a character.
It's so odd to think that he would rather that once you're getting extradited to the U.S., you'd think you'd almost welcome that instead of a prison in Belize. But Belize is a nice country, from what I understand.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he figured he could buy some people off there that he couldn't in the U.S. So were you ever on LinkedIn?
I am. I'm on it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
but I know people that still always, hey, your work anniversary. What? Do I still have that work in there?
Yeah.
Like I'm
I
still working there.
know.
I
I
gotta
still
update
have
that.
like my last job on my LinkedIn because I don't plan on working anymore, so I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, so apparently they had a breach that exposed the data of 92% of its users, and we're talking about phone numbers, addresses, all sorts of information. I mean, you put a lot of personal information on LinkedIn anyway, but you make that public and available. But
Right.
yeah, things that you don't necessarily want available, yeah, they got exposed.
Just another breach. Well, we can go
Yeah,
find it on the dark web. We can go buy it.
yeah, yeah. Um, so you have the Redneck Rave on here. Is that like supposed to be under internet stuff, or are we moving that?
I don't know. I guess it should be internet because that's where I saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, no, if that's where you saw it, then it's
That's
just
where I saw it. Was
okay. Well,
on
you
there was
can talk about it
an
under
alert.
internet.
And I was trying to think of going back because I don't really want to be hypocritical on it. It was just really more news, I guess, So
Okay.
let's put it under here. I just thought it was
Well, then it's
hilarious.
hip, right? Well, let's
Right,
let's
right.
move it to hypocritical. So
All right.
we're going to do is. Well, come on. Come on. Come on.
We're supposed to do all this in pre-production in our meetings. You know that.
Yeah, I know. There we
Where's that
go.
PA?
There we go. Yeah, where's the PA? Where's our editor and producer? Oh wait, that's me. I don't edit anything, by the way. You see us raw. This is how we are. All right, so Redneck Rave. It's hip.
It's hip. Well, I think it is. I'm going to say it's hip. Here's what it is. It was down in Kentucky, down in Mammoth Caves, so a nice area,
Okay.
cool area.
Barnacle
Um,
Bill, my buddy lives in Kentucky. We got to have him on.
oh, cool. Yeah, we'll have to ask him if he get a little insight on this thing because
I
it's
don't
got
I
to
don't know
be.
if he's hip to that. So,
Well, I get the feeling that everybody knows about it is the thing I think of. A weekend full of legendary concerts, trails, caves, mud pits. This tug pad, uh, S by S racing with which is motocross, right? Uh, Hill climbs, bounty hole, on-site showers, vendors, and camping available. That's how they start this thing. Um, also, like there was a demolition derby, of course. But what is a tug pad, if I could ask? Do you have any idea what a tug
I have
pad is?
no clue, but it sounds really raunchy.
Because I have a funny feeling if I put that in my Google search engine, I'm not going to get whatever they have there.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of like
don't tug pad, which I'm interested to see. Either way, if it's what I think it is, it'd still be interesting to see. And then
so,
bounty hole. See that just is that next to the tug pad, the bounty hole,
it's probably next.
or
It's between the tug pad and the glory hole.
ain't that true?
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
So when the first vehicle came through, there's a cop call, and he says, "We found a meth, marijuana, and open alcohol container." And then one of the occupants had two active warrants. We were like, well, this doesn't bode well for the weekend. Ultimately, 48 people were arrested or charged. 14 of them were arrested. The rest of them received citations. Charges ranged from assault, strangulation, someone got strangled over a blanket, and to drug and alcohol
Lovely.
possession. Somebody did tweet. I saw some tweets that just said, "Don't believe the hype. It's really a nice thing down here." It's like probably their version of Burning Man, for all we know. But it was rap and art and DM music and rave type music. I mean, Afro Man. Somebody said stop by, and I'm like, I'd like to see that. That would have been
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. No, probably a
So
lot of DJs and stuff. So,
we're
yeah,
right
but
down in
raves were always
Kentucky.
supposed to be underground. So that's,
Well, no, there's these things that they make them seem underground. But I mean, this enchanted forest my daughter used to go to in Michigan, I think, was just beautiful. She'd show me pictures of this in this woods, and they'd have stuff in the trees and lights. And oh my gosh, I would love to go check it out. It really looked cool. But
yeah.
again, don't fret. There's another chance to see the next one. This is a yearly thing. This one's by year. This one's got October 14th through the 17th. They're
Okay.
having
Book your
another
vacation,
one.
Dave. I'm sure Barnacle Bill let you stay at his
Stay at
mama's
his
house.
place. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so we were driving down on the lakefront about last week sometime. I was going. Oh, and I did talk about Sharp Brothers. I got to talk about Sharp Brothers. I didn't put it in here. So we were going to Sharp Brothers, and they had all these signs, and it basically said "Keep Lake Drive green." So I guess the DOT is planning to tear the trees out between Edgerton and Kensington on Lake Drive, and you know all the beautiful trees that line, so that they can widen it and put in bike lanes. The problem is there's already bike lanes there, and it is, according to some bicyclists, you know, a dangerous stretch. But other people are like, well, they can do both. They could keep the trees, eliminate the parking, and just use protected bike lanes. And I think that's probably a better solution, because trees provide things that you can't replace, and
Right.
you
Yeah,
know. But
that's no,
if
no, no.
anybody's interested, you can take a survey on keeplakedrivegreen.org, and you know, you
We've
can
got to do
bring
more
money in.
things with taking every other road and making it a one way and the other side being a bike lane. You know, just a bike, just an open lane. One, you know, take a two
Yeah, they
lane
did. They
road,
did that
make it.
on Prospect though, and it's really dangerous for bicyclists on Prospect. Very, very dangerous. They need
Why?
protected bike lanes, and there are a few
Oh,
here in the city, just not a lot. So those I think are more, probably more useful at the end of the day. So anyway, I want to talk about Sharp Brothers, which I didn't talk about in things to do. Sharp Brothers is a service in Milwaukee. They now have a brick and mortar on the 1500 East block of Capitol Drive, and they sharpen everything. So knives, scissors. We took
shark.
axes.
There's where the shark comes into
Yeah,
place.
we
All
we
right.
we took an axe and a hatchet, and I took all of my cooking knives and a bunch of my scissors, and they are amazing. They have a 24-hour turnaround. They can do some things while they wait, but you have to do it by appointment. But I've been using Sharp Brothers forever. I was a professional seamstress. I was using them when I was a professional seamstress. They would come out to my shop and sharpen everything I had. So thumbs up for Sharp Brothers. Mason was the guy who did all the
Cool.
work.
I'm glad
And
they have enough work they can do, like you say, a brick and mortar.
yeah,
That's
they got a brick
great.
and mortar. They have limited hours, but sharpbrothers.com.
Get a
Check them out.
shingle going. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. So that was my little plug for Sharp Brothers. So we are going to be a national marine sanctuary in Lake Michigan. Did you read about this?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So
Name
I
the wreck of the Evans
that's
Fitzgerald.
down there with all these other ones. So NOAA has officially it's been declared a national marine sanctuary. There's a 962 square mile Wisconsin shipwrecked coast that it will protect 36 shipwrecks. They say they have exceptional historic, archaeological, and recreational value, and historical research suggests that there may be up to 60 shipwrecks that are yet to be discovered in the
Wow.
sanctuary. So it's pretty
Wow.
cool. I mean, and if you're a diver, that's really amazing. I don't
Don't
know.
they also have tons of wood down there that got lost in all the
I believe so. I
logging
think
and they
some of the wood might
clean
be
up some of
down
that
there.
and
I know some of it floated, you know, because that's what they used to do. They used to float the wood down the, you know,
right,
the lumber down, or timber
right.
down the rivers. But yeah, there's probably some down there. So, but I thought that was really cool.
That's great.
I didn't know if you knew anybody who was a diver. And
No,
did
keep that's another way to keep people out of it. That's like our reef, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, it helps. But that, I think that's really amazing. And then did you see the stuff with Britney Spears?
I don't know where I am on this. I don't know. I'll bet she has tons more money and it is in better shape than she's ever been in. And then her dad's gonna let her go, and in 1 year she's gonna be pregnant and out of money. That's the way I see it.
Okay, so did you see her testimony?
No, I did
Okay,
not.
actually, I shouldn't say see, it was here. Her testimony is basically they are making her work 24/7. She has no breaks. She's not allowed to take a break. She feels like she's a slave. She wants to have a child with her boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. They've got an IUD implanted in her. They won't let her take it out. They are basically, this type of conservatorship that she is under is for people who can't speak, they can't do anything for themselves.
How do
And
we know she wasn't just on the verge of that? She was shaving her head and hitting cars with her umbrella. She was that close to being one of those people.
well, no, 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 no. I mean, that's a mental illness, and she's managed under mental illness. Normally, that type of mental illness would not qualify for a conservatorship. Right now, she's not making the money. She's making money so that she can pay people to boss who are bossing her around. And basically, if you listen to her impassioned speech to the court, she doesn't sound like somebody who's off the rails. She sounds like somebody who has it together. How do you, have a residency in Las Vegas, do those kind of shows, do that kind of music, have number one pop albums, but she's not competent enough to take care of herself? I mean, she can hire financial managers. She doesn't need a conservancy. She's basically an indentured servant to her father and the conservancy. So I'm
Well,
hoping.
then let's go back to what got it back to where did it, what
But you
was being
realize that
said
was
that a
13
judge
years
put a
ago.
gavel down. How long now?
13 years. 13.
And she hasn't been in the news negatively since that happened.
Well, she has been a good girl.
Yes.
And she and it's like, no. I mean, would
getting
you put up with
parenting
that?
in her later life, how do they know her? So they're not setting up any kind of money. She doesn't have a trust that they've got going on for her, they're saying.
Well, everybody else is getting paid but her, pretty much. And they're not letting
I
her.
find that hard to believe.
Well, okay, so if you made $60 million and you're worth that kind of money and you can't touch it and you're not able to, even like dress by yourself, that you have to have people watching you dress, and you have all these people who are telling you what to do, but you're basically a dancing monkey for these people because you make money. No, this is wrong. It's wrong in every way. She may need some sort of oversight, but not this type of strict conservancy that's meant for somebody who is so mentally impaired they can't even take care of themselves. They actually belong somewhere where they get medical care all the time. She's not under that type of medical care. She takes some meds for her mental issues, but that's about it. I mean, most people who have the type of mental problems she has are perfectly fine, and they're out, productive citizens in the U.S., and they're not under a conservancy because they're not making that kind of money.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Well, but we still don't know what she would have if she hadn't been the last 13 years. We don't know where she'd be at either.
Yeah, but she didn't need this type of conservancy. This was thrust upon her by her father, and I don't know that he has her best interests in mind. He might be, hey, it's a little bit of a,
But on the other side of it, again, I understand there must be something to it. But her sister, Jamie, who's 30, it's not like she came out and said dad's been doing wrong or dad's been controlling her.
She
did more. To me, it was more like, I support Britney and whatever she wants to do to make her life happier.
There are a lot of people who came out and are in support of Britney getting out of this conservancy.
Sure, they're all people who have no idea what's been going on with it, and they just free Britney. That's
no. I'm talking about people like Justin Timberlake who know Britney personally. So
yes, they knew what she was like back then. She doesn't know what they've been like for the last 13 years.
But you don't either.
Hanging out with her.
But you don't either. So it's like she needs her day in court. She hasn't been able to have a day in court.
She had it 13 years ago. And
13 years ago, but not since. So
and she's been able to call this as many times as she wanted to up till now.
No, she has not. They've shut her down. They didn't even let her know she had any rights to go to court. They kept her in the dark the entire time. No rights to even go to court. She didn't even know she could petition the court.
That just shows how stupid she is.
She's not stupid. She really isn't stupid. She
was being controlled.
She was.
I understand.
Yeah. It's like, would you put yourself in her shoes for 5 minutes?
I'd love to with all that money.
She doesn't have
telling
the
me
money.
I shouldn't have kids. Sounds like a great life.
She doesn't have the money. She's, if somebody put you in an internment camp and told you to dance like a monkey.
Oh, come on. Do not pull out an internment camp type thing. No, I got to believe there's some money somewhere. Someone's been investing this. Dad hasn't just been throwing it out the window if she's been working that much. He's not
throwing it out the window, but he's certainly benefiting from her work. And you tell me that he works? Does he have another job that he actually pays himself? No, his job is this conservancy, and he gets paid to do it. And so he benefits from something that she has no control over. And to me, that's absolutely bullshit. At the end of the day, it's bullshit.
We'll see how she is. Okay, well, let's take this pit bull off the leash and let's see where we're at 10 years, 13 years from now.
I think we should. I think we should free Britney. And you know what? If she fucks it up, that's her. I mean, it's all on us to not fuck up our lives let her do her thing.
But we also have all these people that are places that are, give support and try to help if you ask for it.
Yeah, but she has asked for it, and she did ask for it, and now look where she's at. She basically got taken advantage of. It's not cool. Anyway, let's go to lighter news. Did you ever play Dungeons and Dragons?
Never,
Never.
never,
You know
never.
what? I didn't either, but I used to go to Dragon Con back in the day because I thought it was fun because it was one of the local cons, which now I think it's in Indianapolis or something. But Lake Geneva's going to be getting a D&D museum, so the Dungeons and Dragons Museum has been approved to be put in Lake Geneva, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I know people that were just into it, and I'd sit and just, you guys are just making this stuff as you go along.
That's the
And
idea.
I know, and that's yes, we are. They're like, oh, okay. But the guys had the maps and they drew out all these big
Yep.
maps, and
Yep.
back in the day, and it was just so hilarious. You watched Parks and Rec?
No, I never watched Parks and Rec.
Okay, well, no, yeah, it was Parks and Rec, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, I never did. Okay. Well, there was one of the guys on there invented a game called Cones of something Tashmere or whatever it was, and it was just this way out complicated game. And at the end, at the end of the whole, and he was trying to get this thing made into a real game, and everybody's just rolling their eyes. At the end of the whole series, the guys he's trying to get a job for are playing his game. They're like, "What? You guys are playing this thing?" But yeah, well, you know what? I invented it.
That's cool. Oh, and why is my? There we go. Hopefully this will go. Oh, there we go. We're gonna have our MoKE moment. Like MoKE didn't have a moment.
I didn't. That's my moment. My moment was that I don't have a moment.
Yeah, he didn't have a moment, but we're gonna make something up, aren't we, Dave?
Yes, we are.
Go for it.
All right. Well, this has been rattled. This was rattled in my brain, and it's some one of those things that I'm listening to music and I just kind of laugh to myself about when I'm listening to my tunes and stuff like that. Seether, the band Seether, covered a song called Seether by Veruca Salt.
Yeah, Veruca Salt did Seether. Yep.
Right. So hearing Seether doing Seether is hilarious, right? I'm not sure if Seether got their name from the Seether song though. I never figured that out. But I thought, well, what if we got other bands to do that same kind of thing? I could hear the Cars do Cars from Gary Newman.
Okay.
Right? Wouldn't that be a good cover, right?
There you go.
Then I have the
We're
Police.
back in the 80s.
Right. And then we can do the Police doing Fuck the Police,
Okay.
and so I guess I'm just looking for other ideas that would fall into that category,
Yeah, yeah. Band name doing the song of the name of the band.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think that quickly.
I know. I even heard somebody one time they were doing a name five things, and they said name five bands with colors in it, and and I can do it. All of a sudden my brain just went red, and then I just only could think of red. Green Day, Black Sabbath,
Jack White,
Red Rider, yeah, White Stripes.
White Stripes, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of black. I think Black Label Society.
Yeah,
a lot of black in there.
Yeah,
but yeah, even like Green Day, you don't think of. It's easy enough. That you would think of that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fun. Little thought thing. All right. Well, we're gonna move on. We're actually gonna have a short show because we're actually.
Well, we did a show a week ago, which
Yeah.
nobody 11. Thank you, 11 people. I think 2 of them are us.
Yeah. There you go. So Dave, why are we not doing a show next week?
Hey, we're going on vacation.
You are. I'm not. Where are you going?
Oh yeah, I'm going on vacation. I thought you said you were leaving, or you wouldn't be around for Tuesday. That's it.
I'm gonna see. I'm watching weather, so we'll see.
Gotcha. I'm Diamond Head, Mississippi. I'm gonna go head down there.
What's up?
And then on our drive back, we're going to get through Nashville. So I am going to see Jack White's record store.
Oh, that's right.
Sure I go to that. Yeah,
tell everybody what you're gonna do in Jack White's record store.
I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna say, "Hey, if Jack's here, tell him Dave's here." What? Yeah, if Jack's here, tell him Dave's here. Dave Morris. He'll know who it is. And then when he goes back there, Jackie says, "Hey, some Dave Morris is out here for you, knows you, and he doesn't know who I am." Then he'll come out and do I know you? And I go, "You do now."
The thing that's funny is Jack White's not going to be there.
You don't know that. I think he's got a studio there,
Yeah, well,
so
we'll see. We'll see.
he might
Well,
be
if
playing.
if he if he's in studio, he may not want to be interrupted. So
Yeah, isn't Suncoast? Where's Suncoast too? Where's Elvis's and the Colonel's record
I don't know.
studio?
I'm not a huge Elvis fan, so I couldn't tell
I
you.
think it was Nashville. Oh no, that's just old music started there, man. The Colonel started everything, the old Chuck Berry's and all that
Yeah,
down there.
we won't talk about the Colonel. He had some issues.
That's for sure.
So Fourth of July is coming up. Fireworks.
Well, they canceled the big ones for us,
They
but then
did.
every little hamlet in the area said we're going to put one on then instead. So there's going to be plenty of fireworks out there.
Well, all the little municipalities always do the fireworks. So what's your favorite one? Like if you were to just go to a local one.
Oh, I don't know. State Fair had a really good one year. We just went to the park and ride and watched it, and I enjoyed that immensely.
Cool.
Other than that, Sussex, I think Sussex does a good job. Out there. As a kid, when I lived in Berlin, we had a nice hill, and we'd go up to this hill, and you could see 5 different towns doing little fireworks above the trees, from the hill.
I actually have a
Yeah.
story. So we used to go stand on Sunny Slope and watch the fireworks from all over. And then, about 10 years ago, the NIMBY people put up no trespassing or no loitering signs. So you can no longer stand on the overpass and watch the fireworks.
Mimbies.
NIMBYs. We usually go to New Berlin, which is Malone Park, and we stand on the corner of Moreland and National and watch them, and then we get in the car and we drive away before everybody else starts to drive away.
Yeah.
But they have really good fireworks in New Berlin, so
New Berlin. All right.
yeah. So
All right.
there's mine. Okay, so you have the Christmas in July trivia night and
Well, you
ice
had
cream
Perseus
social.
meteor showers. Let's not skip over those. I
Oh
love
yeah,
the
the
meteor
Perseid meteor
showers.
showers. Yes, we shouldn't skip over
We have
those.
been last year's been a terrible year for them. It's been
Yeah.
either full moons or cloudy skies. We've had a
This one's
terrible
gonna
last year.
have I believe a waxing or waning moon. We're gonna have like a quarter moon, so it'll be good. July 17th to August 23rd. Strongest will be from the 11th to 12th. I think they said like 13% of the moon will be out, so it's not gonna be a strong moon. And they're saying up to 50 per hour. So if you get to a darker area, because we have a lot of ambient light in the
Oh
city,
gosh,
try to
I
get to a
know.
little bit darker outlying area, you will see a lot
We
of
try to
them.
get out to Sussex, actually, north of Sussex, on the way to
Yeah.
Hartford, Slinger area, somewhere in there, and the church. And there's a nice big field, and we just try to lay down there and watch them. But Chrissy had never before we got together. She had never seen a shooting star. She'd never gone out and do
Really?
that. Yeah, so
We
that
saw a
was some
bunch up north and we weren't even like trying because
just so
it's
dark. You
so
pick them
dark.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
pick up ones you'd never see in town. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's cool. Okay, now we'll do the Christmas in July trivia night and ice cream social.
Yeah, the reason I really kind of put this one in here, it was if you see all proceeds of the event will benefit the shoebox packing party for Operation Christmas Child, held at the Real Hope Community Church in Lake Mills. The reason I bring that up is that I know Brandon did some stuff with that shoebox, and I did one once.
Okay,
Packed
yeah,
one of
I
those shoeboxes
think I remember that. Yeah.
for him. Yeah, yeah, and sent one up, and I enjoyed that. So I think that's a cool little thing, the shoebox thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then, so when is that
But
being
it's
held?
Christmas in the middle. Yeah,
Do you have a
I
date
can't
on
believe I didn't
that?
put a date in there.
Yeah, put a
I'm
date on there,
sorry.
Dave. Come on.
I
All right.
know. You gotta look up, see the website for further details.
There you go. Dave's gonna put it on the Milwaukee or the MoKE Milwaukee page so
Sure.
that you have to go visit that and get your link. Go for it. Okay, what's your other event here?
Amplified Artist Sessions, Amplified Artist Sessions is hosting a Boom Fest. Here comes the boom. It's a Midwest music festival featuring 5 original bands, and the proceeds go to the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern Wisconsin. It's hosted at the Village Park Amphitheater in Menominee Falls. It's a free event. open to the public. July 10th starts at 3 o'clock.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
so free events, but for the Ronald McDonald House. So while you're there, certainly put money in a fishbowl or eat a sandwich or buy a T-shirt, to help the Ronald McDonald House.
There you go. All right. Eh. I'm getting a new computer, people, just so you know.
El gato.
No, that's the stream deck. So we're gonna move on to pearls of wisdom. So I have from Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
So and not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Michelangelo, the
It's a
actual
Kodak moment.
artist. The greater danger for most of us is not in setting our aim too high and missing it, but in setting our aim too low and achieving it. And so I'm gonna relate that to this
That's true.
podcast because we've set our aim high and we miss it all the time. But damn
All
it,
the time.
we
You don't
don't.
want to set any lower than we've already set it.
No, no, no. We set our aim pretty high.
Right. That's why we don't want to. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Charlton Heston that was the Michelangelo movie? Do you know
Oh,
the
geez,
Michelangelo?
that's going way back.
Yeah, he's up there doing the Sistine Chapel, on his back and everything like that. And the cardinal keeps coming in. He goes, when are you going to be finished? When I am done. When will you be done? When I am finished.
There you go. So anyway, yeah. So basically, and if this would be
Thanks,
rolling.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody. We'd like to thank our viewers and listeners. Dave's mom, Chrissy, Shadesy, Marianne, my friend Pat, who recently moved. Good luck in your new home, Pat. We love you.
People at Andrew, if you're still listening.
Yeah, and then along with anyone else, my coworkers who's I said Shadesy, who stumbled across us randomly. If you like what you
hear, he's going to get mad if you don't say his name a bunch of times.
You tell two people, and Shadesy tell two people, so they'll tell two people, so they'll tell two people, so we can have more
people
watch us. So we can be internet famous. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit .or.critical, which is right here, and you can tweet me right here, which whatever, and then the MoKE Milwaukee Facebook page. And Dave runs that, so say hi, Dave. And that's
Hola.
pretty much it. Wish Dave good vacation. Everybody stay safe.
All right. Thank you, people. Thank you for the few people. Thank you that heard that all the way to the end and heard this. Thank you.
Yeah, and this isn't working. There we go. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
It's the nicest thing that anyone
Dave's
ever
singing
done
again.
for me.